talk, let's get straight to it. I got diamonds in the face. No, they don't walk how we walk, they don't talk how we talk. We got millions.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk Real Estate. So today we are going to be talking about VA loans and what's going on with the lawsuit with VA loans, because there is some changes that people need to be aware of and what's going on. So I've got some notes here that I'm looking at, and if you guys can't tell, I've changed formats. Now it's more of a podcast format. You can actually find this on Spotify now. You can watch it on Spotify or you can listen on Spotify, either way. So I'm on Spotify, I'm on YouTube. I may try to get on Apple Podcasts. We'll see. That's more logistics that I'll figure out. And I've got to get some different arms for my mics and stuff. So that way it's a little better for me. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about the VA loan today. So if you haven't watched my video on the NAR lawsuit, please go watch it. I know it's a little long, it's 15 minutes, but I'm going over what's changing because there is going to be changes to real estate. Right now, all the changes are happening August 17th. So it's going to change, especially for buyers, more so for buyers and sellers, but could potentially change for sellers as well. So go watch it, know what's going on. You need to be informed, so that way you're not surprised. So what we're going to talk with the VA loan. So a lot of people don't know this. So a VA loan is for our veterans. I'm so glad we give this to our veterans because they have served our country. They have done so much for us. And we give them benefits, which the benefits of a VA loan is you usually get a little bit lower interest rate, kind of like an FHA loan, a little bit lower interest rate because it's coming from the government. And then also they don't have to put anything down, zero down. So that way they don't have to. They can if they want to, but yeah. So what happened with the lawsuit, when the lawsuit came out and everything and the settlement's happening saying that, sellers don't have to pay buyer's agents, everybody kind of freaked out, especially when it came to VA loans. And I understood this because this is one of the concerns I really had. Was, okay, what's going to happen with a VA loan? Because if you didn't know, with VA loans, a veteran was not allowed to pay a buyer's agent. So that was a rule set in place. If you're using the VA loan, you cannot pay a buyer's agent. So that became a conflict because now if sellers were going to make buyers pay their own agents, what does that mean for veterans? Because that means they're not going to be represented. Because I hate to break it to you, but real estate agents don't work for free. So they would be underrepresented, and that's not good because they need representation. Everyone deserves representation when they're buying a home. They don't need to be underrepresented where errors can happen, lawsuits, and all this other stuff. So, and I'll be doing some other videos on that stuff. But yeah, so it's one of those that I was super concerned about it. But recently, thank God, the VA suspended the rule where veterans couldn't pay a buyer's agent. Now, let's back up for a second. Currently in Arizona, sellers are still paying buyer's agents. Not much has changed. I've seen some people put 0% COBRA because we can still see it for now until August. But then, I see most of them all of a sudden adding compensation later on because they must not be getting showings. So it's one of those where I think the market's going to determine a lot of this stuff that, if it's a seller's market and it's just hot, yeah, maybe sellers aren't going to pay as much to buyer's agents or at all. But right now we're in more of a balanced market and people are feeling a little bit more desperate to sell because for the past 6-7 years, it's been pretty easy to sell home because the market in Phoenix has been pretty robust. And it's okay, 2020, 2021 was nuts, but even before that, it was still very robust and homes sold fairly quickly. It's slowing down now. Interest rates are still high, around 7%. And then you have, everybody not sure what's going on with election and economy and lots of different things. So it's one of those that, I look at it, and thankfully they suspended the rule for the VA, so they can pay buyers if they have to. Now, like I said, it hasn't really changed. Now, maybe in other states it has changed. I don't know. From what a lot of my other realtor friends are saying, not much has changed for them either. So it's one of those that at least the rule has been changed. I would imagine they will solidify something in the next several years where they'll make a new rule or they'll change something or whatever. There's going to be more changes probably. In my opinion, for real estate, I think there's going to be more changes in the next 5 years where they're going to change stuff. So we'll have to see what happens with that. But thankfully, they changed the rules. That way veterans aren't hamstrung. They can pay an agent if they need to. And I always laugh when they say, oh, you can't pay an agent. Or the DOJ is trying to tell sellers in the lawsuit that you shouldn't be able to pay buyer's agents. Why? If the seller wants to pay somebody, or if a veteran wants to pay an agent, let them. Who cares? It's the free market. Let them do it. Why are we hamstringing people? I don't understand that. I don't understand why they want the control of that, and it's dumb to me. But it's one of those, at least they suspended that rule. I know they did something similar with FHA. So it's one of those that they're making sure that when these rules go into place in August, people aren't going to be, caught out, run out to dry. So that's what's going on. So I appreciate you guys listening. This is a short episode. I'll probably be doing some more. Hopefully here in July, I'll have some interviews coming up where we're just going to have real talk, asking questions back and forth, lots of different things. So I'll keep you posted on that. But guys, I appreciate you listening to Real Talk Real Estate. I'll catch you later.